Welcome to another deep dive. This time we're looking ahead at a Spanish Super Cup semifinal showdown.
Real Madrid versus Mallorca.
That's right. And it's all going down on Thursday, January 9th, 2025, in Saudi Arabia.
Okay, all right.
So we've waded through a ton of news articles and prediction pieces to get you prepped for this match.
Sounds like fun.
Oh, it is. And one of the first things that jumped out, just from glancing at the headlines, is the contrast between these two teams.
Right.
I mean, Real Madrid, they're Real Madrid. Top of La Liga, as always, it seems.
Yeah, they're a powerhouse.
But then you have Mallorca. Solid team, currently sitting in 6th place.
Not bad at all.
But, coming off a pretty surprising loss in the Copa del Rey.
Oh, yeah, that one against a lower division team.
That's the one. It definitely got people talking.
For sure.
But hey, let's not forget, the last time these two teams met, Mallorca actually held Real Madrid to a draw.
True. And it wasn't a fluke either. They outplayed Real Madrid for stretches of that match.
So, could we see another upset brewing in this Super Cup clash? Let's dive in and find out. We got to start with Real Madrid, though.
Okay, yeah.
They're frake off a dominant 5-0 win against Deportivo Minera in the Copa del Rey.
Yeah, their attack is looking scary good.
No kidding. And from what we've seen, their predicted lineup for this match is absolutely stacked.
Oh, for sure. Potentially Courtois in goal.
A midfield anchored by, the incredible Jude Bellingham.
And, of course, up front.
The dynamic duo, Mbappe, and maybe even young Endrick.
Oh, you mean the 17-year-old Brazilian striker?
Yeah. Fill me in here. What's the buzz about this kid?
Oh, he's already being called the next big thing. Super quick, technically gifted.
Yeah.
A real knack for scoring goals. If he starts alongside Mbappe, Mallorca's defense is going to have their work cut out for them.
Wow. So we're talking two of the most exciting attacking players in the world on the same pitch, wearing the same jersey.
Yeah, it's almost unfair to Mallorca.
Okay, but let's not count Mallorca out just yet.
True. They're only missing one player due to injury.
Same Costa.
Yeah.
So a nearly full squad for them to choose from.
And their key player, Mauro Arambari, he's a force to be reckoned with in midfield.
That's right. Our sources are describing him as a real workhorse. Breaks up plays, dictates the tempo.
Exactly. Incredible stamina, great tactical understanding of the game. He'll be crucial for Mallorca, disrupting Real Madrid's flow, launching counterattacks.
All right. But Real Madrid is still dealing with some injuries, right?
Yeah, unfortunately. Carvajal and Militao are definitely out. And Alaba is still a question mark.
And those are all key defenders.
Big losses for Real Madrid. Could be a fighter.
Hold on, wasn't Vinicius Jr. recently given a red card in La Liga?
Yeah, he was. But that suspension only applies to league games.
So he's good to go for the Super Cup.
Yep, which is another big boost for Real Madrid.
And of course, we can't forget about, the man himself.
Mbappe.
He's been on fire this season.
Absolutely phenomenal. 10 goals and 2 assists in just 17 La Liga games.
And most sources seem to agree he's the key to Real Madrid's success.
Right.
And they're definitely looking to add another trophy to the cabinet this month, aren't they?
Winning is in their DNA.
Oh, yeah. They'll be taking this Super Cup very seriously. Okay, so we've got the team updates. Now, let's get into those match predictions.
This is where it gets interesting. So, some sources are predicting a pretty comfortable Real Madrid win.
Makes sense, right?
They have superior form, better squad depth.
Right.
But others are saying it could be much closer than people think.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're pointing to Mallorca's success against Real Madrid, the draw last time, and the fact that they have a nearly full squad for this one.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And we're seeing some specific betting tips being thrown around too, like Real Madrid to win over 2.5 goals in the match.
Oh, and Real Madrid to score first, right?
Yeah, that seems to be a popular one. But remember, we're not giving betting advice here.
Definitely not. Always gamble responsibly, folks. Do your research.
Exactly. Now, looking at the head-to-head record.
Yeah, what's the history like between these two?
Well, Real Madrid has pretty much dominated this fixture. 27 wins to Mallorca's 13 with 7 draws.
Okay, so history favors Real Madrid for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But we've already seen that Mallorca isn't afraid of them.
Absolutely not.
This match is definitely not a foregone conclusion. So let's shift gears a bit here.
Okay.
Let's talk tactics. What can we expect to see on the pitch? Any interesting potential formations or strategies?
Well, for Real Madrid, there's buzz about them possibly experimenting with a 4-2-3-1 formation.
Interesting. And why is that?
It would let them field both Mbappe and Endrick in the attack.
Ah, okay, I see. So break that down for me.
Sure. The 4-2-3-1, it gives them just incredible offensive firepower and flexibility.
Okay.
You'd likely have Bellingham and maybe Camavinga or Tchouaméni as the two central midfielders.
A solid base.
And then those three attacking midfielders behind the striker, they have so much freedom to roam, create chances, exploit spaces.
And with players like Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., potentially Endrick in those roles.
It's a nightmare for any defense.
No kidding.
Real Madrid can stretch the field, overload certain areas, just attack with so much pace and precision from multiple angles.
Sounds pretty unstoppable. But what about Mallorca? How are they likely to approach this game tactically?
Well, given Real Madrid's attacking threat, it's highly likely that Mallorca will go for a more conservative approach.
Right.
Their coach tends to favor a 4-4-2 formation, emphasizing defensive solidity and quick transitions.
So classic counterattacking strategy.
Exactly. Absorb the pressure, stay compact, and then hit Real Madrid on the break.
Makes sense.
And Arambari, he'll be absolutely key in that midfield, disrupting Real Madrid's rhythm, winning the ball back, launching those quick counterattacks.
So they're basically trying to turn Real Madrid's attacking strength into a weakness.
Yeah, forcing them to commit players forward, then exploiting the spaces they leave behind.
Clever. And it sounds like a tactic that's worked for them before against Real Madrid. But come on, can Mallorca's defense really hold up against that star-studded attack for a full 90 minutes?
That's the million-dollar question, right? I mean, Real Madrid has the individual quality to break down any defense.
That's for sure.
But Mallorca has proven that they can be a very disciplined and organized unit.
True.
So it's not going to be easy for Real Madrid, that's for sure. And then there's the mental side of things too, right?
Good point.
Real Madrid is the overwhelming favorite coming into this. That creates a different kind of pressure,
Yeah, like they have more to lose.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The weight of expectation can be a heavy burden. And on the flip side, Mallorca can play with a sense of freedom. They're the underdogs, nothing to lose,
I like it.
It allows them to be more adventurous, take risks, and play without fear.
So we could have a Real Madrid side that's a little tense, maybe even playing not to lose.
Yeah.
And a Mallorca side that's loose, ready to cause an upset.
It's definitely a possibility. And we've seen it so many times in football, right?
Yeah.
The mental game can be just as important as the tactical or technical side of things. Okay, so for our listeners at home who are going to be watching this match, what should they be paying attention to? How can they really appreciate all the nuances of this matchup?
That's a great question.
Well, first off, I'd say pay close attention to that midfield battle. That's where the game could be won or lost,
Yeah.
Watch how Arambari tries to disrupt Real Madrid's flow.
Right.
And then how Real Madrid's midfielders respond to that pressure.
Okay, so midfield battle is crucial. What else?
Keep an eye on how Real Madrid uses their attacking midfielders. If they're playing that 4-2-3-1, do those players stay wide or do they drift inside? How does Mallorca's defense try to cope with all that movement and creativity?
Got it. So focus on the midfield battle.
Yes.
Then watch how those Real Madrid attackers are operating.
Exactly.
What about the psychological side of things? Any tips for picking up on those subtle cues?
Absolutely. Watch the body language. Are players confident, assertive, or hesitant, maybe a little nervous? And also, pay attention to the reactions after key moments. Does a team bounce back quickly after conceding a goal? Or do they kind of crumble under the pressure?
Oh, that's good. So it's about seeing the game beyond just the goals, right?
Exactly.
It's about understanding the momentum shifts, the tactical adjustments, the psychological battles, all that stuff happening beneath the surface.
All those little things that make football so fascinating.
Well said. Before we move on to the final part of our deep dive here, anything else you want to highlight for our listener to ponder?
I think it's important to remember that even with all this analysis, all these predictions, football is, it's unpredictable.
You're saying that even with all the information we have, there's still that element of surprise, that unknown factor.
Exactly. That's what makes it so captivating. We can analyze, we can speculate, but in the end, it's those players on the pitch who decide the outcome.
And that's what makes it so exciting. The underdog could rise to the occasion, or the favorite might stumble unexpectedly.
Yeah.
Anything can happen.
Right. So as you watch this match unfold, just embrace the unpredictability, savor the moments, enjoy the ride.
All right. We've talked teams, we've talked tactics, we've even touched on the psychology of this matchup. Now let's have some fun.
Right.
Let's talk about those storylines that could play out.
Yeah, love it.
First and foremost, can Mallorca actually pull off another upset?
Ooh.
I mean, they held Real Madrid to a draw last time.
Right.
They're coming into this match with that nothing-to-lose mentality.
Yeah, they are.
Could this be a classic David versus Goliath story in the making?
I mean, it's definitely possible. That's what makes this match so interesting, right?
For sure.
We know Mallorca can be disciplined.
Uh-huh.
They have the tactical awareness to frustrate Real Madrid. If they can stay organized defensively, take their chances, maybe get a little bit lucky, who knows? They could pull it off.
I mean, imagine the headlines.
Yeah.
Mallorca knocks out Real Madrid in the Super Cup semifinal. But, okay, let's flip the script.
Okay.
What if Real Madrid just comes out firing on all cylinders?
Yeah.
Just blows Mallorca away.
Well, I mean, that's also very possible.
Right.
We are talking about a team with incredible attacking firepower.
Yeah.
Even with a few key injuries in defense.
Right.
If Mbappe, Vinicius Jr., maybe even Endrick, if they're all clicking, Mallorca's defense could be in for a long night.
Oh, I can already see it.
Yeah.
Mbappe weaving through defenders, scores a screamer from outside the box.
Nice.
Crowd goes wild. Okay, but let's get specific.
All right.
Bold predictions. Individual players. Any breakout stars we should be watching for?
Ooh, good question. On the Real Madrid side, I mean, all eyes are going to be on Endrick if he gets the start.
Yeah.
This kid is incredibly talented.
Yeah. And this Super Cup stage could be his moment to shine.
His arrival, you know?
Yeah.
Like the world finally sees what he can do.
Exactly. It'll be fascinating to see how he combines with Mbappe, how he handles the pressure.
Right. And for Mallorca, anyone we should be keeping an eye on.
I think their goalkeeper, Predrag Rojkovic, he's going to need to have a phenomenal game.
Yeah, he's going to be busy.
If they're going to keep Real Madrid at bay, he's a solid keeper. If he can make some big saves, inspire his team, he could be the hero for Mallorca.
So we've got a potential breakout performance from Endrick on one side.
All right.
Potentially heroic performance from Rojkovic on the other. And, of course, the possibility of just a dramatic, down-to-the-wire finish.
Oh, love it. Penalty shootout, last-minute winner, extra-time drama.
You know it. That's what makes cup competitions so special.
Absolutely.
Okay, one last thought before we wrap things up.
Okay.
We keep talking about Real Madrid as the favorites, Mallorca as the underdogs.
Right. But what if those labels are actually limiting both teams?
What do you mean?
Well, I wonder if Real Madrid might benefit from embracing a bit of an underdog spirit. You know, that hunger, that drive to prove themselves.
Interesting.
And maybe Mallorca needs to shed that underdog mentality. Truly believe they can go toe-to-toe with Real Madrid.
You're saying Real Madrid needs a bit more fear.
Yeah, maybe a little bit to motivate them.
And Mallorca needs to believe they can win.
Exactly. So maybe these labels, these expectations, they're actually holding both teams back.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
It does. Could those labels be preventing them from reaching their full potential?
That's a really good point. Maybe by letting go of those expectations, both teams can just play.
Yes. Play with freedom. Play with confidence. And hey, that's what we're all about here on The Deep Dive.
What's that?
It's not just about the information.
Right.
It's about encouraging you to think critically.
Yeah.
Question those assumptions. Explore different perspectives.
Absolutely. And in this case, it's not just about who wins or loses.
Right.
It's about how these teams approach the game, how they handle the pressure, whether they rise to the occasion.
So as you watch this Real Madrid versus Mallorca match, remember to look beyond the obvious.
Yeah.
Consider those subtle nuances. Appreciate the beauty, the unpredictability of the game.
And most importantly, enjoy the spectacle.
It's going to be a good one.
Oh, yeah. Full of drama, skill, passion.
Absolutely. This has been another insightful deep dive. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep the passion for the game alive.